All right, Anniston. You look like you've worked with Saya Rivera. I wonder if you have or not. You look exactly like one of my pitchers who started off with Asaya before she started working with me as well. She works with both of us still to this day, but you might not be working with him. I'm just curious if you do. Anyways, there's so many great things that I see. I am going to start off with this top video first. You have very good force at the end. Very good force, but let's start back at the very beginning. Okay. So you can see how, oops, I'm looking at your feet. This back foot can be in a stronger position. We can be more in the ground, having that heel up a little bit, so having more of a bend in that back knee and really feeling yourself pulse down into the ground on that back foot. So if you did that right here, it would go flat. But see how your first motion with that left knee is to come down, okay, and that heel come up? I think we can be in a stronger position to get to that, okay, like a quicker position. But another reason why I'm saying that is because your front foot right here is shifting too. So when you do make that initial movement forward, we're turning that foot out, which is causing this hip to come out early to where our horizontal force isn't going to be as strong off the rubber. We get that full knee extension, which I'll talk about in a second. Okay, so I think number one, I'm going to provide some triangle power stuff in your evaluation or in your plan for you, just like a start position and just getting a little bit more loaded on that backside. But you want to think about, we're just going straight forward right now. Imagine what you could do if you transferred your weight. It's not rocking back to forward, okay, but it's pulling your hips and your glutes, your center of gravity, hips, glutes, core, and hamstrings, feeling all of that in your quads coming back, okay, horizontally coming back, loading more in a power position on this foot, and then transitioning energy from left foot to right foot to get ground force and horizontal force. Those are things that I'm going to provide you that I'd love to talk about in a live session one day too. Okay, so when that foot turns, I'm not saying your foot is causing this, but regardless, we're getting full knee extension right here. Okay, we want to work on delayed knee extension, which is tough to get when we're at this angle due to that foot turn. Delayed knee extension so we can move our center of gravity right here forward in our Superman position as long as possible. So right here, what you can see is that you're in your Superman position, but our right foot it started here, it turned out, and now it's all the way over here. So we're shifting on the other side of the power line, getting that full knee extension, and we have our upper body going at like a forward angle, and we have our lower body all facing the wall at this point. Okay, so imagine how much more velocity we could have in this position if everything was moving to the target. And then when we get into our K position right here is when we rotate our hip and our shoulder into external rotation. Because you have all this rotational power right here, which is very strong, but our starting point right here is not allowing us to get our maximum ability due to those few little things with our feet and our knees. So if I just get you to move a little bit more proper at the beginning, you'll be able to really pick up your velo very quickly. Again, you have amazing tools in your toolkit. Now that I think about it though, I mean, you can just see the angle that we're starting off with our front feet. I want these being more straight and you feeling your feet dig in the ground on the ball of your foot to take off. I see you have this thing right here, or your little box. Which this box works fine for like a quick fix, but it's not going to teach you as far as like the movements with your lower body. We have to get the horizontal force and delayed knee extension down a little bit more. So I'm going to talk more about the side video now. Yeah, this one's a lot stronger. The side video is what makes me think that you've worked with Asaya. So see how when you're coming forward right here, One, your back heel, I can already tell, is in a stronger position here than it was in this video. So automatically, you're already in the stronger position, okay? When you're coming forward, you can see how that foot's not turning. You have a good ground force. We're coming down, okay? Notice how that knee is coming down right here. Hold up. Knee is coming down. We're nice and tall. There's our horizontal force. See, I swear, I'm gonna be shocked if you have not worked with a Saya, or someone who has a coach who has worked with a Saya before, or Paisley pitching or somebody. Okay, this is so much better. So even though we still get close to full knee extension, you are staying a lot stronger coming through. And notice the difference. Of where we are on the power line on both these pitches. Because your foot stayed straight, we were focusing on that ground force here, you're able to drive your whole center of gravity forward together and to come through. Now, only thing I would say, this looks beautiful. Everything here, I don't have much to talk about in this bottom video because it looks very good. Only thing I would say is I think we can get a little harder and external right here on the hip. The reason I say that is because I could see you right here. It looks like we're getting out a little bit more, like with the belly button and the hip. And I think you can really drive that forward a little quicker if you tried to rotate it out a little bit more. I see it out. It's out right here. And then you're coming in with it. I think your hip range of motion, you have a little bit more range of motion in your hips to where you can do that. Overemphasize that rubber band effect a little bit more. Timing, separation, everything looks great here. Front side resistance looks a lot stronger in this video than it did in the bottom video or in the top video. You can see right here that movement. Right here is when your hamstring is contracting in, which is very good. There's that strong force, and it's the perfect timing of right when we release the ball. The back knee, back hip is driving all the way through. You can see how, I mean, the triangles that you have in your body right now are beautiful. We have a good triangle here. I drew a horrible triangle, but you have a good triangle here, here, here. I'm drawing horrible triangles, okay? But you're having great triangles on your body, and you're coming through nice and strong. So I'm curious what your background knowledge is. Your whip looks amazing right here too. Forearm pronating in, shoulder coming through. I mean, everything looks solid. Please email me back and let me know who you've worked with in the past. I'm just very curious because your foundation is super solid. And your wind-ups, you look just like a few of my pitchers who work with the Saya. But this bottom video, I want you to keep watching it. Okay, that is where we fall back when you're trying to look for some corrections right here. Top video has a little bit more work. Bottom video, pretty darn solid. Now, things that I'll provide, a little bit more delayed knee extension stuff, just maybe adding some new drills if you haven't done some of these yet. Do delayed knee extension. I'll show you some ground force stuff just to really, because I saw the top video as well. Ground force, rotational power. I mean, I'm just going to help you build the absolutes that you have right here. And I'll go back and read the email if there's anything specific else that y'all wanted me to talk about or wanted me to provide in the plan. But you kind of look like a different picture from the top video to the bottom video, I can't lie. Okay, so I'm curious how far apart these videos were taken, and if this bottom video was after you had like a session or an instruction lesson. And if that's the case, if that is what happened, if this is like a fresher video of knowledge that you currently learned, or you just got done with a session and that's kind of like what you look like after, I would write down the little things that you are hearing and that you are focusing on and doing. Write those down right away so we can do them every single time. We want to work on that consistency. I mean, those little details, I can just tell that you're, like I can read it in your face how zoned in you are a little bit right here. But I mean, the focus that you had from the ground up in this bottom video is solid. And I just don't think we had any focus from the ground up in the top video. Okay? And if you did not have any knowledge of this stuff and you were able to just kind of correct this on your own, I am very impressed. I'm very curious to learn more about you. But I will get that plan to you within the week.